Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Alion's Joy, and welcome to this episode about meditation. Meditation is my medication. We're going to discuss this a little bit and we're going to have some fun with it. I'm very happy to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for watching replays if you were doing so. This has been now a show we've been on for 6 months, and we're entering the second half of the year. So I'm very excited to continue and to give you a little weekly update of Alion's Joy. So we're going to talk about meditation today. We usually have topics of mind, body, spirit. We usually discuss things that are near to my heart, like yoga, exercise, being fit, feeling well and healthy, and how to get there. So mindfulness exercises, meditation. We talk a lot about anxiety and stress. And today, that is exactly what we're doing. We are doing a little bit of technique, talking about meditation techniques to get rid of the stress or to get through the anxiety or to get just through the day sometimes. And if you are making it a little bit more of your practice and you're getting a little bit more used to meditation and incorporate that in your daily schedule, and you will definitely start feeling the benefits of it. And I hope to share that with you. And I hope you can feel and see it, why I am so excited about meditating more and medicating less, right? And I get it. I mean, sometimes we just need some medication. We need medication for a lot of things that we are suffering from, but there's also something that we can find, and that is that inner strength and that inner calm and that inner peace that we are sometimes searching. And we can find that through meditation. And that way, sometimes, like I talk a lot about into healing through Qi or Tai Chi or Qigong or energy exercises, sometimes we heal ourselves because sometimes we have pain or we have chronic trouble in our body physically. The things that we're holding on to and things that are manifesting in our body. And that pain might very well come from our stress, from things that we're holding on to, or thoughts that we cannot let go of, or pain and grief that we're deeply, deeply um, overwhelmed by, right? And that just sometimes settles in our body and will feel like lower back pain, will feel like shoulder pain. We keep a lot of stress up here. I talk about that all the time. And that is nothing new. I love to talk about that and I love to reiterate that, right? Look at your shoulders, how high up they are, and they're close to your ears. And there's a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety that we keep in our shoulders. So I want to discuss that with you of how we can let that go. And I also want to discuss some of the benefits of meditation. It's not just one thing like, oh, we're going to feel good, but there's a lot more benefits that we can discuss. Some of the basic principles for meditation are, and when I started doing that, I I really felt that this was a really new practice that I really had to take time for. And that is the basic principle of meditation. We have to take time for it. And when I started doing it, it's years ago, decades ago, because I've been teaching it on a daily basis. But also, when I started my practice, meditation, stillness, quiet, being still, I couldn't because I was always like, "Ugh," like me, the energy bunny and full of energy and full of go, go, go all the time. But for many of us, it's hard to just shut our mind off. We call that our monkey mind, right? We're just constantly having those racing thoughts of things that we're thinking about. Sometimes it has to do with tomorrow or what if, what if, what if, that creates more symptoms of anxiety in our body. And sometimes it is just a fact of, well, I just want to do something. I just want to keep going. I can't be still. And that was definitely one of the things that I had to learn. Not so much that in my practice, I didn't understand that it was going to be very beneficial for me and very good to just release and relieve daily stressors and also good for my body. So I understood all that. But now to do it, that was the really tough part, right? Just to sit still and do nothing. And I'm a picker. I like to pick my fingers. I like to scratch. I like to move around. I'm just a kind of a busy body in general. So Buddha said if you can't do it for 5 minutes or for 10 minutes, then you definitely need an hour. And that is a really big principle that goes for a lot of things, right? If you can't do it for a short time, you probably need to practice more and add on and learn to how to be just still or in the moment for a longer period of time. I said in the moment because this is a mindfulness practice. Just being still and just doing nothing is a mindfulness practice, right? We're just coming back into that moment of now. How many times are we worried about the past and why and how did this happen and why did this happen? And sometimes we just can't let go because it has caused trauma or pain or grief and things that we have to work through. And that's a natural process of that progress that we're making, working through it. But sometimes we're also really working through that past and living into the future, like, well, what are we going to do with it then? And just coming into the moment is a big thing because we forget to be in the now because we're so busy with the past, we're so busy with the future that we can't really come into that quiet space of what I call the attitude of gratitude. The attitude of gratitude is just that quiet time where we just know that what we have in the moment now is okay, is good, even if we kind of have a crazy day, or even if we have to just let go of things, even if we have to accept things the way they are. We might not like it, but we're not going to win that battle, we already know. So maybe we just have to become into that moment of awareness, come into that moment of understanding that we have to accept the situation as is, and we don't have control over the future. We really can't decide what's going to happen. That's up to a higher power. That's up to the universe. That's up to trusting and knowing that it will be okay and coming into that quiet mind of peace. So, again, if you come into that now moment, into that moment of stillness in your meditation, then you understand that you really can't control things, but that the things that you do have are just okay, are just great, are just fine, are just enough. You are enough. Always starting with the me, right? You are enough. It is so important to understand that everything we're gonna do forwards, when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to meditation, is to put ourselves first. And not from a perspective of ego, but of a perspective of self care. Understanding that if we are in a good place, everything around us will fall in place. People will gravitate to us, and people like to be around us, like to be in our space, and like to be in our energy, and like to be in our happy, joyful creation, right? The thing that you do for yourself, the thing that you vibrate out, the energy that you send out. And to come into that good place, we have to put ourselves without the ego in a number one spot. From there on, which I certainly learned in the past, because I always share with you how in the past I always was waiting for everything to fall in place. I was waiting for the boat to come by and I missed it 3 times. I was waiting to be saved. I was waiting for somebody to, or something, or a job, or a career, or people, or events, or places, or circumstances to make me happy. And I was not really in a happy place because I didn't understand that first I had to take care of myself. And sometimes that is a little bit more into that mind of me first, but without the ego, just knowing that if you're in a good place, you have more to give. You have that glass is full. You have that lemonade, right? You just can't take care of others in that space because you lifted and took care of yourself first. And if you're not thinking about the past or the future so much, but you can't let go of the question, what if, and how can I control this, and what is going to happen, and I'm so worried about it, then sometimes also know that if you're in a very still, peaceful place of acceptance and understanding, that's and that awareness, that you are already into that mind of, yes, I can certainly direct the future in a way that I want by understanding and by moving your powers, by moving the conversation into a really good way, starting with your own needs sometimes. I need you to do this for me because it helps me if you understand where I'm coming from. That is a really good way of starting a conversation. A really simple way of saying it is better for me if we both find a way to come into the middle so that you know that I'm in a better place. If I'm in a better place, it's good for you, right? Those kind of things are really important in conversation techniques. And if we can get to that, then we know that we can control the future a little bit more by putting our, no, our needs and our wants first, putting what we would like to see first. And then, like I always say, just kind of make a text to your higher power and say, this is what I would love to happen, to see happen. This is what I would love to see. This is what I would love to. And you know it's already there. You just have to believe it, have the faith, know that it's there, and just go slow. Sometimes we want to go too fast. So, coming back in a moment, let's meditate. Take a deep breath and start with that. And then I'll go slowly through some meditation techniques that I can share that are simple to understand. We don't have to go and mention them all. We don't have to go a million of them. We just start with the things that I teach on a daily basis. You need a little pillow if you want to sit on something because that lifts you up a little bit and it's easier to cross your legs and to take them out straight forward if you like to sit on the floor. If you are sitting in a chair, great. Try to lengthen your spine and sit up straight and get into that beautiful posture of feeling long and tall and sitting straight up, opening, the crown chakra for whatever is to come, right? For nice energy and breath to come into your body. So sit up straight and lengthen your spine or sit against a wall. And what we practice on a daily basis as well is just in Savasana. And when we are in corpse pose, and that is from yoga, right? Just laying on the floor, on your back, and just fully relaxing your body. Sometimes I like to put a pillow underneath my neck or my head, and sometimes I like to put a pillow underneath my hamstrings, my upper legs. Not the lower back, but the upper legs. And if you put a little pillow there, or a rolled up mat, or a little rolled up blankie, then you feel that your hips are shifting and tilting a little bit, and it really relaxes your lower back. So I talk about that a lot in my pain management techniques, right? When we talk about lower back problems and back pain. So that's another couple of shows back, and we definitely talk about that again. But so try to come into this meditation position. In Taoist meditation, we stand a lot, and that is a difficult way to do. For me, that has always been difficult. I went years ago to a beautiful meditation, Taoist meditation retreat for a couple of days, but it was a lot of just really standing still, standing practice, not moving. And I found myself many times just kind of fiddling and moving and picking and scratching because it was so difficult to stand still. So that is why it's good to practice on the floor and to just kind of take a really relaxing position. The first one I always talk about is just a focused attention meditation. So try to sit, and maybe you are sitting outside. It's really simple. Let's stare at a tree and let's just really focus on what object you see. So if it's a tree or if it's a candle, remember how we used to stare at the candle flame to practice meditation? Do it. Or maybe just pick an object that you're really familiar with and that you really love to stare at and just try to describe in your mind and stare and keep your focus right there, keep your attention right there on that object. Keep your eyes open, or you can even close them and visualize the object, but just be real still and keep it right there. Now you find yourself going back into that monkey mind mode, right? And thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't keep my focus. I'm just racing thoughts. It's okay. Meditation has nothing to do with not having thoughts. It has everything to do with recognizing the fact and acknowledging the fact that you have those thoughts, and then gently let them go. Move them through, and redirect your focus on the object, right? So sometimes it's a really simple way of starting your practice. And like I say, it is practice. So there's nothing perfect to meditation. Some days they're really awesome, and some days you just can't do it. So if that's okay, let it go. Practice again. You will get better at it. So a focused attention meditation is a great way to start. And when it comes to timing, think about maybe 5, 10 minutes. There's a lot of apps out there that you can put on your phone or computer. And all these apps have guided meditations, different forms, different techniques, different formats. And you can put them in a 5 or in a 10 minutes, or you can put in a 45-minute meditation. So start just with a small one. I like to do it in the morning. That's my meditation time. Some people like to do it before bedtime. If that is one of the benefits that you want to get out of it, a good sleep, do it before bedtime. Sometimes in the car on the way to work. Not playing a meditation because you might fall asleep, but just sit there and have that little quiet time just before you go in, right? Not while driving, must say that. So we're talking focused attention meditation being the first one. Another one is a really deep mindfulness meditation. And a mindfulness meditation might be something like focusing on all your senses and focusing on what do you hear. Being really in the moment, in the now, being still and trying to find out first what do you hear. And then try to come all the way to closing your eyes and say, what do you see? Even if you have your eyes closed, what do you see? What do you smell? Right? What do you taste? And just kind of using that to come into this really place of feeling and being very aware of your body. That's very mindful, right? Just paying attention to that. And a really good way of doing that mindfulness meditation, which is a really simple start for everybody to start with, is to start with a body scan. Feeling your breath all the way to your belly. I do that a lot with you, right? Just taking a deep breath in through your nose. Always inhale through your nose. Feels so good. Goes all the way to your back and to your body, back to your belly. Just a deep breath in and a very slow breath out. You might have your mouth a little bit open, but try to relax your mouth. And if you do a body scan, then you feel that you're just feeling the back of your head. Maybe laying on the floor on your pillow. Feel your neck relaxing. Feel your shoulders relax. Your right arm, your left arm, your fingers, your fingertips. Then relax your shoulders, your upper back, the middle of your back, the lower back, feeling your spine relaxing like a string of pearls onto the mat. And just breathing through all the way towards your deeper chakras, your lower root chakra, belly button, right? Taking that deep breath and feeling your breath in your body, traveling through your body, moving, moving. New life and energy through your body. Feeling that you can relax your upper legs, your lower legs, your calves, your ankles, your feet, your toes. And then sometimes I talk you all the way through that and talk you all the way back into that body scan, back up to your face. And try to relax our face, relax our tons of lines, right? That we have it. I have a very expressive face, so I make faces all the time. So feeling your forehead relax and feel your eyes and feel your nose and your cheeks relax and your mouth and your chin, your jaw. So a body scan is a really wonderful, mindful meditation technique. And these are really simple, great meditation techniques to start with. So we're having that mindfulness, the body scan, senses, feeling, and we have the focused attention meditation where you really try to describe something. It's a tough thing for us nowadays to describe something. Back to that first technique, focused attention, because we get so much feeds, right? We get so much to us, so much impressions the whole day. television, film, computers, cell phones, people talking, information, overload. And that's why sometimes it is so hard to know that we just have to stay into that one thing that we see and to describe that. It will get better, and it's really good for you to be able to describe things again, because that's kind of a skill that we're losing sometimes by the wayside of overload of information. So, a next thing, a third one, is a metta meditation. This is when a guided meditation is helping you practice loving kindness, right? It gets you into this place of sometimes forgiveness, sometimes of understanding, sometimes of acceptance. It's a really nice feeling of being able to love yourself, love the people around you, your immediate family and friends, thinking about your loved ones in a bigger circle, maybe the people that you work with, friends, family, extended family. Thinking about people maybe that you had a quarrel with, maybe people that you had a little argument with, or maybe a metta meditation might be really good for understanding that everybody has a place in this universe, in this circle of happenings around us, and that you might not always like it, but that it is a way of understanding people. So sometimes it's good to have a little metta meditation of loving kindness towards or for somebody that you didn't get along with so well the day before, right? Or maybe you had this big thing at work, or maybe you had this big thing with friends or in a relationship. And it's coming back to that loving kindness place of understanding and accepting makes you open your heart for anybody. Just knowing that everybody has a different function and a different place in life, and they don't always have to run parallel with yours, with your path, with your journey, right? Everybody is on a different route sometimes. And so, metta meditation takes you to that moment where you can be silent and understand that you might not understand, but that there's still a huge importance for this person to be in your life, or for this person during this fight to make you understand that that had to happen for you to grow. This person might not be in your life anymore, but it made you grow. The fact that things happened that were unfortunate, it still made you stronger. So there was always a reason. So a metta meditation is good to contemplate all these things. A number four meditation that I don't practice so much because I work with patients in a addiction clinic, right? And so we work a lot on recovery techniques. And so staying with the basic formats of meditation is good for everybody. But sometimes it's fun to join a group of people that do a mantra or om meditation and really go into the deep, resonating sounds of universal peace. And that can go along with several different mantras. In some yoga techniques and in some yoga methods or yoga disciplines, I should say, they really practice a lot of mantras. And they are in Hindu, and they are meant to put you into this meditative state of mind because it's very repetitive. So you constantly repeat a sentence, a couple of words, or a sound. And when you feel that repetitiveness, is that a good word? Repetitiveness going, if you feel that repeating sounds resonating, it calms your body down. It has somewhat of a musical effect on your body and your mind. So it feels really good. And I like to practice that, but I like to practice that sometimes in a workshop and not necessarily always in class because not everybody is comfortable with that, right? Just really out loud, speaking out loud, repeating sometimes the mantras that come with the chakras and the sounds that come with it, right? So not everybody is comfortable with that, but it is a great thing to try out sometimes. And you can do that if you're still and if you're somewhere by yourself and you just want to release some of these emotions and feelings. Wow. Right. Do that a couple of times. Oh, that feels so good. Just getting that sound and getting that feeling, getting that energy streaming through your body, which is a great feeling. Another meditation is this is what the fifth, yes, this was the fifth method that we can practice. Another different meditation would be a chakra meditation. And that is usually a guided meditation where I or somebody will guide you through the talks that go with finding the different balancing wheels of your life, right? Those chakras from the root chakra deep down your belly, between your pubic bone and your tailbone, right in that area, deep down, will get you rooted, and will feel that you're balancing your body, that you're getting into a space of being safe, a safety space, a grounding space, right? Focusing on a meditation on your root chakra will do that for you. And then we got our belly button space, right? Two fingers underneath that, which is that belly meditation chakra space. And then we have our sternum right here, our solar plexus. Then we have our heart chakra, our throat chakra between our eyes, which is very much for intuitivity, right? And then the crown chakra on top of our head. Those are the chakras that in simple, understandable chakra meditations we use to talk our way through. It's a lot of fun. So I love chakra meditations. Try it out. Another meditation that you can do for yourself is a body scan with is just stillness, nothing. So some of the meditation techniques are just like I did in my Taoist meditation, stillness. In my case, it was standing, nothing, absolutely nothing. It is a practice of being so still and trying to have your thoughts come in and out, and being so still, just creating a sense of nothing and a sense of awareness. It's different. And it always takes a lot of practice to come there, to be in that still space. But like I said, just with everything that you have to do once in a while, you just start with 5 minutes or you start with 10 minutes. Oh, I have to get that buzz out of my ear. You start with 5 or 10 minutes, and then you just practice maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30. 20, 25 minutes is usually what I do in classes a lot because my students love just the 20, 25 minute time frame. Just enough to really super relax and afterwards feel renewed, revived, re-energized, right? Just all that ha vital kind of feel. So the meditation of nothing, of stillness, is a really great meditation to practice. And practice it standing once in a while, even if you are not really in the mood or you really feel very anxious or very stressed out, then just then practice it then. And I will have other episodes going more into these meditations and doing it with you. But today I wanted to go over some of those meditation techniques and the benefits with you, right? So we mentioned some of the meditation techniques, and of course, there's so many benefits. Most of them will definitely give you that de-stress, that wonderful tool against anxiety. That is so important that you are going to be able to battle anxiety, to battle that daily stress with a little time for yourself, with a few minutes of meditation. And then it will just reduce that stress. It will control that anxiety. You will get better at it, and you will feel that it benefits you as a great technique to get through your stress or anxiety. It promotes emotional health as well. So, because if you physically start feeling better, you start emotionally feeling better, and you start feeling stronger. So, definitely, it enhances also self awareness because you are getting in that moment of knowing yourself, of knowing what you're doing and what is difficult and what is easy and what benefits you and what feels good. Getting to know your body, feeling your breath, just creating that whole awareness again. So it's great for that. It will also help you lengthen your attention span. Definitely. And that is good for a lot of things, right? Definitely during the day, even at work, even at your job. It will lengthen your attention span. It may even, they say in research, just have, is better, is postponing memory loss, right? You're just really staying into that practice. It can generate kindness, of course, if you do a mantra meditation that has to do with loving kindness. It might help improve sleep. We talk about that so much. Meditation just before you go to sleep. If your mind is still racing, try a very calming, de stress guided meditation for 10-15 minutes, and you will be asleep. So much more to this. I will definitely get more into the benefits of meditation and into the practice of meditation with you next time. And thank you so much for watching today. Thank you so much for joining. Time flies by if you're having fun. I am very grateful. So happy to do this with you today. So much fun to talk about this. In loving kindness, thank you so much. Namaste. Find me if you have questions. Stay for a little bit to talk afterwards. elianhaan.com www.elianhaan.com. You can find me for coaching sessions, for wellness, for life coaching. If you have questions, reach out to me and keep watching. See you next week.